Welcome back to my channel. Today I will be doing a tour of my 2-year-old Minecraft world that I started in InfDev edition, and that's now in Alpha edition. I'm going to be showing off as much as I can and trying to give details about the build and the history of them. I have a lot to show off, so I'll try to be as quick as possible as much as I can. But there's a lot to show off, so it's probably going to take a few hours anyway. November, which is the month I'm filming this and the month it's posted in, is the 2-year anniversary of my Minecraft world. So it's been 2 years since I started. So I'm gonna show off 2 years worth of builds. And without any further talking, I'm gonna just go in and go straight showing off everything. So to start the tour, I'm gonna have to show the outside of my city, the little outskirts, where I have a little campfire and a few other small builds around here. There's a little pond I made to look like a creeper. A little tent that I just have some dirt and other things in. This is the first place I'm gonna show off. This is my city of Foundersville. I have it labeled with 5 different areas of my city, and this is Spawn Valley. It's a pretty small part of my city, but it's nice. It's one of the first areas I worked on. It's built around my spawn area. This is one of the first houses I made in my world. It's really small. There's not really much to show off there. Next up is the train station. Built a little basement here, but nothing really to show for it. The train station doesn't really work because it doesn't have no powered rails or anything, but that'll be added in a future version in beta Minecraft when I get over to that version, because I will be updating this world more. And up here is another railway. This one will connect to my other city. This other one just goes through this city. This is the office of the sand melters, or sand smelters, I should. Actually, no, it was sand smelters, but I changed it to sand melters. I can't put signs on any blocks in this version, so that's why they're all just on the ground. This is just a small office for the business I had here to get all the sand for my city, so I can build all the glass and do everything else I need. This little pit it's built over used to be just a pit full of sand. This is where I got most of my sand for my city, until I ran out and I had to go to other places. I just decided to do a few small builds within the empty space from where the sand was. Nothing really too big around here, but just a few small areas. Some shelter just in case you need it from any mobs that might be out. There is the sand melter sign. It used to be the sand smelter sign, but I changed it. Up here is something pretty cool. This is my spawner. It's a pig spawner. In InfDev, you could actually mine spawners and they become pig spawners. It doesn't have any pig in it right now because the version I'm in, which is alpha. But if I update the version, the pig will come back. There's just a bunch of pork chops in there. That was a good way to just get as much pork chops as I needed. Not that they're too hard to farm anyways. Pigs are pretty easy to find. This build is just a big furnace I made, and it's filled with furnaces so I can cook up anything I need to. Over here is the actual spawn part of my world. This is where you spawn in, right in the crafting table there. That's the actual spawn of the world. So this is where I'd spawn if I died, right here. That's why there's lots of torches around here, just make sure it's super safe. And there's a bonus gear kit, although I never have to use it. I'll show off this little area beside my railway station too, and then I'll be done with Spawn Valley. This is just a little pond, a little pool. But I think it looks nice, so I want to show it off. There's a piece of glass missing there, and that's where the water's leaking to create this little pond. And with that, Spawn Valley's done, so I can move on to the InfDev base, my original house. That part right there is the first part I built, and I was planning to make a whole castle. This is the inside of my house, the first little area I made. Those are some of my first items, the first diamond, first steak, first wheat, first bread, first flint and steel, the first armors. That's the second stone hoe I made since I accidentally broke the first one I made, so we're just counting that as the first one. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure I kept all the first items I made of stuff. This room is just a tiny little space. I had a chest for spare storage when I used to have all my items in there. This is the little garden I made. I decided to plant some flowers with it on top of the farmland. And then the rooftop here just has a crafting table and a little seat. Down this hallway, this is just a forever lit furnace. It's something that you could only get in IfDev version. When you mined a furnace when it was active, it would just be stuck like that. So yeah, it just stays lit forever. Even when you update the version, it'll just stay lit as long as it's placed down. If you place it down after the fact, it won't work. I'm pretty sure, actually. I'm not too sure if I tested if I mine it. And I've done it before the test in a past video. Here are some of the items. Those stairs aren't really special, but I thought they might stay the way they were in InfDev, but they updated. But I do have a spawner and a forever lit furnace. And I'm pretty sure if I place it down, it's still lit, so I think you can mine them. That's just my little museum of special items. And just an empty little room here, and a tree with all these torches on it. I got this tip from another YouTuber. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but if you watch my past tours, I said where I got that from, the trick to place torches on there. And this is just a little railway if you want to get across here quickly. And this leads to my mine. So this is where I'd go if I want to go get some diamonds or whatever. It's decorated all the way down. I built a nice mine shaft there. Up here is the farm because animals kept trampling outside farms, and in this version they could spawn anywhere. So they would even spawn in here and sometimes destroy my farm somehow. But this made it a lot harder for them to destroy. And I use this to get most of my wheat. It's not that effective, but it is a nice farm. And this room, this is my chest room where I have all my stuff. I didn't get too many diamonds in this version. There's a couple more around my city I can show after, but that's most of it. You can see I just kept some random stuff. Some decent supplies and some useless stuff, but a lot of things. Out here is another farm. It gets trampled sometimes, so I gotta fix it. I'm gonna have to fix it a bit more and replace some on my main world too, since this is a copy. I'll do that later. But yeah, this is my first farm, and that's what I made it inside after, because animals kept destroying this one. This is just my little courtyard for my house. I think honestly it's pretty nice. I'm pretty proud of it. You can actually climb up ladders like that in this version, I guess. And this is the first tree I planted down in my world. And the first one that grew, so I'm gonna never mind that down. That's the first tree I planted. Pretty awesome. So back here is the tree farm. This is where I used to mine all my trees. Just 9 trees planted down here. I could mine them all. Then get any saplings I need. I have a lot of saplings here. And yeah, that would just be where I get all my wood from. So not many trees, but I did have some planted around that I'd go and mine and stuff. So this wasn't my only source of wood. And over here, it's just a little cave house. Nothing special. I was just building a bunch of random things in my city at first. I wasn't planning to make a full city, so it happened slowly, and then I decided to make an actual city, which is where I'm at now. This is the castle. And here's a not so secret room. It's a little jacuzzi, some furnaces. Nothing in the chests, a lot of mossy cobble. And you go up here. Nothing in there. This is some bow and arrow, since it's a watchtower. And that's how I used to make arrows in this version. They luckily changed in alpha and made you have to use a flint instead of iron, because iron's way too expensive for some arrows. I'll show off some of these areas in my castle. Do a quick walkthrough. There's not much too special in here. Nothing that needs explaining. This is another railway. You can push the minecart, jump on it, get a quick ride across. This is a little storage room I made. And then in here's a little shop. You can buy whatever you need. Crafting table, furnaces, chests, flowers, TNT. Everything in here. You can see they got some gold, so they obviously had some good business. And go side of the actual surrounding castle. This is the little courtyard, the little area around here. There's the shop from the outside. It's a little entrance. The old shop. This is my old tool place where I put all my old tools I'm done with. Not all of them, but most of them. I have a lot of old broken tools in here. It's something I kind of want to do in my new world, because I could have lots of old tools. Fun to go look back at them, see how much I used. It's another little house. Not really even a house, just a room to go chill in. This is a little bakery. So I actually used to use this a lot for when I needed health. Now I play in peaceful a lot, but back then I used to only play with normal difficulty. The only reason I changed it is because I started feeling like I'd rather build than fight monsters most of the time. But I used to use this to heal up. This is a little smelting room too. You can't see it, but there's furnaces all across the ground. Thought there's something hidden in one, but apparently not. Some other little things around here, nothing too crazy, except for this tower, which we'll just get to in a sec. It's a little statue made or monument. Just a couple iron blocks. It's expensive, but it's worth it. Iron is a lot more valuable in this version. This is the castle, the build height tower. It goes all the way to this version's build height. So you'd go up here, and just some random rooms I made. It was fun filling up each of these rooms and doing something different for the walls in each of them. Well, most of the walls. This is the cloud room, because clouds will fly through here. It'd be great if one was here right now, but that might take a minute. So that's what it should look like, but all across here. Kind of just like a fog with all the clouds around here. This is the very top. And this is for if I ever play with the Elytra, I can just fly around here. Or if you update it, you can fly around here with that. jump off of here. The very top, this is the very build height. Can't place anything on top of here. Gives a good view of my whole city though. I would have went down here for this tutorial, but I'm sorry I can't. Forgot the minecart at the other side. But I've gone down here a few times. I think I even have a shirt of me going down here. This took a while. I decided to connect these up so I'd have a way down fast. I guess I'll have to go the long way. Since I couldn't go down the roller coaster, I'm gonna have to go this way instead. Which means I can show off more of my city anyway. Like this little snow area I made, since there's no snow or ice in this version. I had to improvise and do it myself. I like the trees just because I copied actual trees. I just changed the leaves for wool, if I'm pretty sure that's what I did. You can see the dirt under there, so that is exactly what I did. And this is my New Year's sign. I built this when it was turning to 2024. So that's when you could see when I started the world in was 2023. At the end of it in November. And I just wanted to make a little snow area. I guess celebrate winter, celebrate the new year. And celebrate showing off this new area. I have a lot of just random stuff throughout my world, random little areas. This is a restaurant. It is a little spot outside. Little alleyway behind there that goes nowhere. You'd just be stuck. So when you come inside here, you have to come wait here, get a reservation. You can be brought to your seat. There's a couple tables here, 4 different tables. Some little seats back there too, with no table. And then up here is the kitchen. A little break room, you can go sit in there if you need. Some different foods. This is supposed to be like a water tank. Kind of weird design. It looks like, I don't know what it's supposed to be. There's a little sink. A bunch of bowls to wash. A bunch of furnaces, including one that's forever lit. I put a bunch of those around my city. Those are definitely rarer than diamonds, since you can only get them in InfDev Minecraft, so having that in a modern world or any world, it's definitely pretty crazy. I'll do a quick show out here too. As I was talking about where I got my sand earlier, this is another place I used to mine sand from, which is how it became like this. Put the water up there and it's burned down there. Sand melters resource pit. So yeah, that's where the sand melters get a bunch of their sand from. When the main pit ran dry, I had to go over there to get all my sand. And I needed a lot. So this is the railway station I was talking about. From over there, you go down there and it bring you over here. There's the minecart. If that was up there, I could have went all the way down here. It just brings you here, then it brings you all the way down to the ground. And you can walk out here, and you're in a new area of the world. You can explore it. Like the sheep head I made there. The eyes used to be cobblestone, but I changed it. This is the first apartment building I made in the world. It's pretty small, but I like it. Just a small little room here. It's not much. I would have liked to make more, add more to it, but I don't like changing little builds. I think it's pretty cool. Every single room that will change. So yeah, one of the only things that change is that and the painting. So there's one piece of meat in the chest, not much. Then on top of here, I remember filming one of my first videos, or even one of my first, I think it was my first short, first ever of anything in this world I uploaded online, was like a short that started right here, me looking off in the distance. But yeah, this apartment I like the top of it, this little thing, the little staircase and the little tree at the top. Really like trees at the top of buildings. I think it looks nice. Next I'm gonna go down here. I guess I'll jump into this pond I made. Oh, yeah, I'll give you a look at that too. That's my Rowlet. I copied a pixel art I saw online of it and basically put it into Minecraft and tried to build as best as I could. I chose blocks that I thought would match the color. It looks alright. It looked more like it too in the other version, so I added like colors that would match it, and I think it looks good. You can't see the orange, but if you go more up above, you can see it because there's lava under there, under some glass, and that works as the orange for the Rowlet design. Not much colors to choose from in this version. So we're going over here now to the abandoned mine. And it's blocked off right now. A lot of cobblestone. I had so much in this world of cobblestone, like it's crazy. If I actually use supplies as from my old city on my new one, I'd get a lot more done. But I like leaving everything behind in my old city when I go to make a new one. I like going back and taking stuff. Just have to sneak in here quick. This is the abandoned mine. It's usually blocked off, but you can get inside here. It's kind of just random design. It's kind of like a maze it's supposed to be. So there's a lot of different tunnels and paths. It's not too hard to navigate, but there's a bit down here. I didn't really build much though, it's just a regular tunnel. I left a lot of the resources in the wall, which I like. So yeah, it's kind of like this, just hard to walk around, hard to navigate. It's dark. It's different little things you can find around here. I've not been down here for a long time, so I don't even know where I'm supposed to be heading. Unless this just goes down there all the way. I just made this because whenever I go mining, I always make confusing tunnels, so I decided why not just mine and make a confusing tunnel. Make it a bit creepy, keep it dark, keep it confusing. There's a couple more ways down here. Just a little flower. There's no crazy builds down here, just a few small things. If we go this way, there's a bit more. There's a couple things around here. I'll go up there, but there's more up there too. So yeah, there's just a lot of different pathways that lead to a lot of different things. I don't know what's down there. Can't even see. There might be a sign. There might be nothing. Some of these paths just literally lead to nothing, not even a flower or a block or a torch or nothing. I remember a few different rooms I had down here, so I know that they have to be somewhere. Lots of this, I think I was just mining random tunnels, doing whatever I felt like. I think it's pretty obvious. This is one of the rooms I remember. Just some mined out cubes. I remember placing some stuff down in here when I turned my world into a Pixelmon map. Which would be fun to do again, it's fun doing that. I made like some unknown and other Pokemon spawn down here. And this is like the main thing down here. Go this way. Just a chest with a few items. This way is a long fall to nothing. You can read that if you want. I don't think it probably doesn't mean what I think it does. I spent some random Google Translate for it. Just did something random. Here's a bunch of lava. It's a little weird, creepy room under here. And that's the main tunnel, so I'm gonna get back up there real quick. Try to find my way out of this maze. I say it's a maze. It's not really a maze. It's pretty easy to navigate, but just confusing what's down there. I don't know which way I'm supposed to go. Finally out of that cave. Show this off. Just a little pathway I made. That's literally all it is. Just brings you from a couple places to another. I like making random little pathways in our world. I think they're one of the funnest things to make. There's my yin yang. I love the yin yang. I have like a couple references to it in my world. In my other city, there's an island inspired by it. It's made out of dirt and sand. I like this little spot, just how to show that off. I don't know why it goes underground instead of just staying a straight path, but don't question it. Just some logs, pretty basic old design. You put the logs and then you put some rails over it. I really like it though, it looks nice. It's the first lighthouse in our world, even though I don't have an ocean nearby and I had to put all the water there. Still have a lighthouse even if it ain't useful. And it just goes up here and a bunch of torches since that's the only light in this version. Other than lava and like things like that I guess, but no glowstone or anything like that. I do like the design I made for it though, with the switched up colors of stone and wall. And here's the water I said I put for it. Not really an ocean, but still. I do have plans to maybe cut through the beach and put like waterways leading to my other cities into the ocean so that I could boat over here if I wanted to. And I had to deal with all this land. It used to be not this flat. There used to be big hills and stuff around here, so I had to mine it all out. I had to make the beach look perfect. That's why it looks like similar in both ways. I'll just go the long way. There are a couple of these I made around here. I put little rooms on each side, each one of these. You can see outside into the water. This one connects to the outside of my city. There's 3 doors connecting further that way too, as well as the land, so you can go lots of different ways. I'll show you what I mean. So there's a door right here. It takes a long time to swim back up. Don't need to embarrass myself like the falling. So I guess there's only 2 doors. You can go that way or that way. Then up here, it's a little chill spot. I already showed that. Walk this way, there's the next tower. This was a very time-consuming build. I had to get so much wood, I had to clear so much space. I think that's the thing about this city compared to my other one. I might have done like just builds that would take a long time to mine out, to get the resources, to plant, to do. Placing in all that water, mining it out, making sure all the ground's good, that takes a lot of time. Yeah, this building's pretty basic. I don't know what it says. Free combat gear. So I guess it's some combat gear. So in case you need combat gear. Didn't even realize that this isn't 3 layers, it's 4 layers. So there's 4 floors to each of these towers. I was like adding as much as possible to my city. I want there to be lots to explore always. Just a lot of cobblestone, that's crazy. I'm always just mining cobblestone in my new world, going out of my way to go get some. Meanwhile, I could just come back to the city and have enough to last forever. There's some TNT up here. A bit of water, you know, you're gonna need to drink. That's the whole tower. One of my favorite builds from this city because it took such a long time and I think it looks nice, but kind of useless, honestly. One thing about this version is a lot of the builds are useless because it's an old version of Minecraft. There's not many things you need to make. It's more what you feel like making. And I just build for fun. I like doing fun builds. I don't like building farms. Except sometimes farms and redstone and all that is fun. But not for me, not all the time. I'm gonna be right back. I have a couple secret bases to show you. Just from around the area I've been already. So I'll be right back. This is the first secret base. There's some random stuff in here. A little bedroom. I like that shelf, honestly. I might recopy that design without the torches there, but with the 3 little shelves like that, I like it. I should definitely recopy that in the future. Because I showed off a hint of where this base is, but y'all don't know. And that means I gotta show off the next one. Here is the next hidden base. It's literally that small, just a tiny little room basically, just a bed, chest, whatever you need. I do like this view though, that's just a random cave it was built over, or built inside. As you can see outside there. This is probably the last secret base. I'm gonna go back to showing off the city right now. There's 2 more secret bases I'm gonna have to show off after though when I pass them. Over here is the hill. This is Monument Hill, which is for a part of my city I haven't shown yet, but I'm gonna just show off here. It's a little space right behind my house. One of the earlier spots I actually worked on for my city. We go up here, right here. This is my old cobblestone mine. I used to mine cobblestone in here. Only a little bit though, because it's actually not that dug out. I'm surprised. And then in my new cobblestone mines are dug out. But I guess because I eventually just got cobblestone from way below and just from mining out my city. It's a chill little space though, nothing really built in here, but I just want to show it off because it's one of my favorite parts of this world, just the random stuff that exists just for me playing. You know, I didn't build that with intention. I was just mining cobblestone, then decided to leave it as part of my city. But now I'm going to show off this hill up here. It just has some trees, a little M for monument, and not much up here. Except in my Pixelmon map, there's a legendary bird up there. One of the 3 of them. Of course, it's in Pixelmon though, so that don't exist right now. A little waterfall. So the first part of my city was Spawn Valley. The second part is Classic Heights over there. Or I guess that's the third part. The second part's Castle, which is that area. And the fourth part is Monument. I guess the outskirts of my city is also part of it, but it doesn't really count. This is Monument. It was named after that island which was floating here and I thought was cool. So I built the water under it and decided to keep it just the way it was, unaltered. And then I built a bunch of houses around here, because I had a few houses, apartments, whatever over there, but none that were really actual houses, and that people would want to live in. So I decided to make all these. This even comes with some mailboxes, just filled with random junk like cobblestone. This is the kitchen and the entrance. It's one of my favorite houses in my world. I think I actually put some effort into it. Here's a TV, a living room, the bedroom. If anything has obsidian like that, that's a TV. Here's the washroom. which I think was a good thing to add, because it makes no sense not having no washrooms in houses or the cities, which is why I should have added some to the apartment. There's the hill, Monument Hill, which is I just showed off, which is part of the city, as well as the little pond. Yeah, Monument Pond. And Monument Hill. Here's the first church in my city. Monument Founder Church. It's pretty small, but just a basic church. Should put some books in there. I'm pretty sure you can make books in FDev, so some books in the chest, like a Bible, would have been like good. Whatever it could have been. I don't have no specific religion in mind when I build these churches. I'm just trying to build churches. Of course, I'm inspired by Christian churches a bit, since that's what I grew up seeing a lot more. With these churches are just churches, nothing specific. I was gonna make my own religion for in my world that these people would have, but I decided just leave it undescript. Dirt chest, I have a lot of those around here. This is the water tower. Kind of weird looking build, but I've grown to like it just a little bit. I like water towers, they're pretty cool. I used to be a big fan of one in Selkirk when I was a kid, which is a town close to my city. And I remember reading a book in middle school about this group of kids who started worshipping the water tower as a god. It's a good book. It was kind of funny. It was crazy. I forget most of it because it was such a long time ago. Here's the second house, though. It's the living room and kitchen combined. So got that torch on top of that chest. Kind of looks weird. It's just a much smaller house, not as nice as the other one. But it does have a pool, which is a big plus. This is the outside of my city. I made sure each part has 2 blocks high, so hopefully nothing can get inside. This is the third house. So yeah, that's a bathroom on that side, but I thought that kind of looks like more like a garage, but no point for garages without cars. Another little house. That's mainly what this part of my city is, just a little neighborhood with a bunch of houses. There are other things though, like this bank and this shop. Chest organization is super messy. That's something I wouldn't do nowadays. I think those are supposed to be like burgers though, actually, now thinking about it. The breads and then the meat in the middle, 100% why those are separate from that and not organized like them. Back here though, it's a bathroom down here. And upstairs is the actual house. A tiny kitchen, a tiny living room with a tiny TV, and a bedroom. I like the idea of a shop having a house on top of it, or someone living above their shop. That's a cool idea. That'd be a cozy existence. This is the bank. Monument Bank. I can't tell it stands for that, but that's what it stands for. This doesn't have that much though. Just some iron. There's an iron block behind there. That's because chests are blocks in this version, but they eventually changed to be not full blocks so you can see behind them, so I decided I wouldn't cheap out on the iron there. It's cool, sorry, I go pause for a second. So there's a school I made for my city. A little playground and stuff back here. Something I want to build again, actually, for future parts of my city, a little playground. That's the only one I made. Which I think I've... No, I don't think I have anymore, actually. It's a little area back here. So I give it a backyard. Kind of a school without a yard. Just made some classrooms in here. This is the office. Mop and bucket. Here's one of the classrooms. So one of the bigger classrooms, and you come through here, you gotta go through that classroom to get to this one. Those are the 3 classrooms here. I don't think I put like, what type of school it is. I think it's just a general school for whoever. For all the grades, I guess. Probably just elementary school. I don't know what I could make it. But that's that area done. Went to the police station. This is the armory, just some swords there. There's really not much to this police station. The police in the city are kind of lacking a bit. They don't no iron doors, so this is just straight walk-in. The guards just have to watch them. They'd be sitting out here watching. Right here is the motel. You got a little kitchen. You got a TV there. A little washroom. It's got everything you need for a motel. This is the office here. You can book a room here. Just gotta pay there. There's just a pool too. Something I'm looking for here. I don't know. Felt like I had something hidden back here. Guess I don't. Huh. Some redstone or something. Can't find it. Over this way is my main city. Founder City. It's called the city even though it's just part of Founderville. It's not a different city than the rest of it. It's just a different part of my city. That's where the future tunnel's gonna be going through. The reason it's not built yet, even though the city's done, is just because it'll connect up to a future area in our world that's not done yet, so I'll do it in the future. Same with why there's no tracks here. I'm gonna place down the railway tracks after, so I can put down some powered rails as well. I'll have to wait for those to be added when I update my world. Here's the first part of my city though, of this part of the city. Just a swimming pool. No diving boards or anything like that, which is kind of disappointing. Also, I don't know where my hidden bases are. Like, I'm missing one of them. Or I'm one in my other city too, so it's 2 hidden bases I might not show off in this tour. Unless I can find them when I'm doing it. There's a little stage, a little podium. The walls back here, I had to terraform all this. This was all hill and a mountain, just like that. And I had to tear down lots of it, which is why I have so much dirt and cobblestone. That's the day this hospital was built. Well over a year ago now. Not hospital, just a little doctor's office. There's 2 little rooms here, then a back room for the staff to go, and a reception desk. Right here is the old house. When I first started this challenge, I made an inf-dev world where I built a house, but I quit off that one, and this is the recreation of the house. The building itself is fully exactly just a remodel of the old building. The exterior isn't exactly. There was a huge pond beside the other building since it was in a different world. And I recreated it with this little pond. How the building looks is identical to how it looked in the other world. I don't know if there's actually wheat in the other chest. The chest was probably different. But all of this was the exact same. So I just don't wanted to remake it in this world as a tribute and a failed attempt. Here's an apartment. It's for the sand melters. It's their apartment building for some other workers. Right for this tower, which is their tower. I'll show off right away. This is the main office. This is how one of the rooms look like. They're all identical. That's something I have to stop doing. It makes sense for hotels and apartments. Something just fell. That's my cat, I think. Not falling, but pushing something over. I can hear it still playing something. But yeah, it makes sense for hotels to have the same room design and everything the same, but not apartments. At least not the stuff in them. So 6 rooms total. They're all identical. But it's still a pretty nice apartment, if I do say so myself. Which I do. It's okay apartment. It's pretty basic. It's nice. That's supposed to stand for sand smelters. Of course, it's sand melters now, so I should switch that to an M. I didn't. But yeah, it's kinda doesn't make sense either. I would change that build too. I was just trying to abbreviate it quickly. Instead, it just looks like sad STR. Someone comment being like, what does that mean? I just didn't want to answer because I'm just like, I can't give a good answer. Sorry for any background noise. My family's just waking up. But let's just show off this building. Try to record my sound only sometimes. That's just a reception. Or a computer room. Can't put signs on the side of the stairs, so they just look like stairs instead of chairs. Some food. A bowl to put it in, you know. This is the boss's office. Some sand and glass. Because those are the two things this company produces. It mines sand, sells that, and sells glass. Glass being the main things it sells. Here's like a little room for the owner. And that's just a small little tower. But I wanted to give the company I made earlier for the sand pit an actual building. There it is. Here's a real estate office. Real estate selling in a lot of the areas, the main areas. Some just people working at their computer. And then right here is the owner's office. Definitely making not much bank since there's not many builds here. These chests have all kind of switched ways with the glass, I guess. Always fix them in the future. I could. And I can actually place chests the way I want. That's something I would fix in the future and change, to be honest. I'll show that later. There's my birthday cake for my birthday of 2024. I made a bigger cake in my other city for 2025. This is the post office. I'd use the storage, to be honest. But, you know, some people view it buying dirt. That's a thing. This is the crematorium. Kind of morbid building that, but you know, I needed something to explain it. I don't want to make no graveyard until I have villagers to put their names on, because the only graveyard I've made is just a bunch of references and joke names and random ones. That's the funeral home, the crematorium. There's a couple houses. They're again identical. I'll still show both of them. It's a little living room, kitchen, and then a bedroom with a bathroom. And it'll be the same thing. I'll just show the bottom floor of the other house to show you it's the exact same. That one has some mail. Maybe some of the kitchen contents or chest contents could be different, but that'd be the only difference, other than probably paintings or if the TV's on, if there's a painting or not. After I'm going to do a secret search for all the secret bases I have, because I know I missed a couple. I know where one more is, I'll show after. This is a restaurant. Just selling some bread and some pork chop, you know? The only foods, at least in this version, other than mushroom stew. This is the bank. Down here is the vault. I was just the owner's office, not really important. This one has a lot of gold too, not just iron. This is the fence to the city. Little place they used to hide in here for monsters. This used to all be a hill and area that was not anything and didn't have lights, so it was very scary. I guess this is what I have to show next. The museum. The InfDev Museum. Diamond block, gold block, iron block. With stars. It's the basement, some history and information. The forever lit furnace, I should have put some information here. You can read this if you want. This is the staff area. Little kitchen. Flora, a fungi, a dark. So saplings, flowers, then some mushrooms that had to stay dark to not get rid of. So it's dark back here. And then every single painting. I'm pretty sure I actually searched up the actual names of these paintings and put them there. So those are the actual names. Yeah, it's pretty cool how I found the actual names online and put them, I think. I like that. More than trying to give them my own names since they're actual paintings. Eventually I want to make my own paintings with map art. That would be pretty cool. And here's the sheep head I was talking about earlier. The cobblestone eyes, I know how to put that in here. And just some more information. Both of the liquids. Some water and lava. That's most of the actual museum. Here is the cafeteria. That's what you can get here. There's some vegan options, some bread and water. This is just an observatory. You can see the clouds, get a look out of the city. Stars. That's the whole museum. I guess I'll just be back with the next build. This is the school I made, the elementary for the city. Some lockers. I just made a couple classrooms for this building. This is the cafeteria. Just a couple pork chops. I guess I didn't fill it up. Some seats here too. And then the principal's office. Up here is the sign for Founder City Elementary School. And like I said earlier, no school's complete without a yard, so there's a little yard back here. And a little field too, like a sports field. Don't know for what, but just a little one I made. There's the next build too, actually, the mushroom farm, which is right beside this build. This is right on the edge of the city. Outside's the pathway to where I began from. This is the mushroom farm. It's not an actual farm, though it doesn't work. Of course, red mushroom. And that one, the brown mushroom. Forgot the color for a second. This is the apartment building, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's apartments. There's some chests for an email. The front desk. And then there's 2 rooms on each floor, and again, they're all basically the same inside. Nothing really too crazy about that. The same on that side. They're more like hotels, but it's apartments. And that's six apartments total. And then some flowers on the rooftop. I think the rooftops chill. And chill up here. Look at my city from above. The next build is this pyramid, which is a movie theater. This is the above ground part. You can pay there for a ticket. Some stews and bread. A load of stews basically. And then some seating area. Of course no popcorn because that's not in Minecraft. That's like, what is that? Some pork chops, fresh cooked pork. Versa. Let's build a couple washrooms on both sides here. And then all the way down here is the actual theater. And you can just have a seat and watch the movie on the big screen. I just wanted to build a pyramid somewhere in my city. I also wanted to make a movie theater, so I just combined the two and made this. This is the hotel. This is the reception. You book a room, you can chill there by the flowers. And then after you can come to the pool too, when you have a room. There's 6 rooms, they're all the same. Comes with some food you can buy. I think I filled up each chest equally. I did, since it's a hotel, they'd all have the same items inside. Yeah, 6 different rooms, a little water tank at the top. some flowers, and you get a peek over at the other part of my city I'll show after. Here's another school. This is a high school I built for my city. Some locker rooms, a cafeteria, some bread and some pork chop. Here's a classroom. It's pretty basic, just a couple classrooms. This is the principal's office. Here's the second classroom. And of course, right beside that is the mall. There's some Forever Lit furnaces on sale. $1, since you can't make them anymore, of course they're valuable. Here's some mossy cobble for $1. This is the battle gear and weapon store. You can buy some TNT, some different weapons, some armor or some arrows, and that's it. And right next to that is the Infinite Screens TV store, selling some small TVs and some large TVs. And it costs a couple gold, 9 gold for a large TV, 3 gold for a small one, so it's pretty expensive. Here's a furniture store for some beds or some chairs or stairs. Actually, I forgot something down here. These are the washrooms, both just the same on each side. And then there's the staff room. This is where the staff can take a break and have all their stuff in a locker. Get some food as well. This is the owner's office. I just gotta check the chests because I don't know what's in there for. I built all this a long time ago. This is another little kitchen. You can buy some food here. And then you can eat it there as well. There's a saddle shop. You can buy some saddles for $1 since they're hard to get in this version. Kind of worthless nowadays. That's a ripoff. Since you can make them now too, I'm pretty sure in new versions. Here's a plant store. You can buy some flowers or sapling. Some dirt as well. 1 gold for the whole chest, which is like 3,500 gold dirt basically. And a stack for 1 iron. 8 seeds for 1 iron. That's everything needed here. And this is just a general store. You can buy whatever you need, like those. Food, chests, tools, gear. Stuff to build your house with. Some paintings. This is everything. It has to come from somewhere if it's in the city, so there has to be a place to buy it. This is a little roller coaster. You just climb up here, and it takes a really long time. And at the top, there's nothing but some minecarts. Just one. And you take it down here. I guess I might as well. It's kind of trippy though, not gonna lie. But that's the little roller coaster you can go down. I'll show off this build next since it's simple, just a little statue. Some lava around it just to have a nice big build around here in the middle of the statue. I thought my city needed one, so I built this around the end of my city. One of the last things I made. have a lot of cobblestone. That would be so useful to use in my other city, but I leave it here. That's because I had to destroy a whole mountain to build this. To build my city. It's the final build, but technically not the final build in my world. And I've kind of finished it before a couple others too, but that counts still. I think it's the last build in Founder City anyway, to be fully complete. So this is a middle school, I think. There's a classroom, small. Another little one here. A principal's office. Of course, it's gotta have a bunch of food since this is the kitchen. It's a little room back here. Nothing hidden back there, I guess. I should have done something. And you can just come sit here with your food, so it's pretty basic. I like the little yard down here, though. It's chill. Should be a good house design too, honestly. I could turn it into a house, it'd be pretty chill. It's just a little house. I built it into the bottom of this building. This is a skeleton. There's a skeleton farm under here. Just a little basic one. That's what a skeleton farm is underground there. This is a storage room. This is for the skeleton, a company that kills mobs, I guess, sells mob drops and things like that. That's why it's built over the mob spawner, has a skeleton. This is the office. This is an employee room. It's got some food, and it's got a washroom. And some lockers too, of course. This is the owner's office. Sit here, anyone talking sits there. Some flowers. This is a manager's room, so like the bedroom for the owner and manager, I guess. There's still more built on the rooftop too. A little water tower. And gives you a good view of the blimp. Which I'll show from here because I'm not going and building over there. So I had to build that and then destroy the way up. This is the park. Founder City Park. Murdered because of course I have a bunch of that chests around here. Some food as well. It's a small park in the middle of the city here. And right beside here is the city hall. So this is the leader of the castle area of the world. Each area has its own leader. But they're also part of the city. And there's still a mayor that's over all of them. Spawn Valley. Classic Heights. And Monument. So a lot of lights I put in the city, a lot of churches. Kind of overuse them, I bet, to be honest, but still. It's dark in old versions. And there's no other lighting. At least in Infinite, there wasn't even glowstone, and in Alpha, glowstone's hard to get and hard to use as a light. This is the mayor and the leader of Founder City. A little kitchen. Just a little bedroom up here. Biggest office since it's the mayor of the whole city. This next build's probably the biggest in the whole city. And that's this build, the mansion. I gave it just a random last name. I named it the estate. This is the entrance. With the living room right there with the TV and the big couch. This is the kitchen. Filled with food. And the dining room. This is the washroom, I believe. And this is the bedroom. Here's the balcony. Get a good view of the city. You're gonna be right next to the city hall. A little basement where you're like at ground level. This is just a foot below the ground, block below. A little laundry machine. And here's another bedroom. Back here's a secret vault. Not so secret anymore though. We'll go up here next. This is just the hallway. Up here is the little jacuzzi. Some pants, some swimming pants. Little farm that's been trampled by animals. They used to spawn inside here. Another bedroom. There's a bathroom here. With some socks or shoes. Whatever you would consider it, socks or shoes. Another bedroom. With another bathroom. Some canvases, or a canvas for a painting. And here's another TV and just a little storage room. It's a little hallway here. Thought I'd show that. Next up is the attic. Just some random stuff up here, some big chairs. Damaged shoes and an empty chest, I think. Yeah, just for storage. Should put some gold up here. This is the outside. I built some rocks there. And then this is just a storage room outside. This is a bomb shelter, like a fallout shelter. Decontamination. This is the farm and the water supply. Farm's been trampled. The water's all in there. Go down there, go check. This is the sleeping quarters. This is the cafeteria. Some food in case anything happens. It would be expired in a long term though. So here's another secret base. It's a saddle and some rivulet furnaces, some valuables. Just a small little secret base. Try to find the other two hidden ones, although one's in my other city that I forgot about. But there's one left in this city I forgot about. Gotta go find that after. Also gotta show off the wall. There's walls surrounding my whole city. Except the outskirts parts of it, which I've not shown off yet, except at the beginning. The pathway and the pond and stuff. Out here is the outskirts for my city. I just built when I was working on other stuff and waiting. I decided to build some extra houses out here. A couple beds, I guess, for roommates or whatever. It's a little house. This house is a lot better. Has its own grow over there in a little pond. This is the fourth house out here, fourth building. Just a little bedroom, kitchen, and bathroom. But the outside looks nice. I like it. By the way, this mountain is all over there. That's why I had to mine it out. But yeah, before this wall, all of this used to be down there. I had to mine it all out, and that's why it looks so flat. It's all terraform. There's some rocks, a little area. Little waterfall too. This is a viewing platform where you can view the city. I've got lots of thumbnails and pictures stuck in here. It's a good view of my city, some of my bigger builds, my mansion, city hall, the statues, so big buildings, the blimp, the park. I don't think I forgot any buildings down there. I showed them all off. Yeah. This is a little storage room. So I have a lot of those rivulet furnaces around. It's good to stock up on them because they're going to be really rare. This is what I think of as a Herobrine house and why it reminds me of him, but it's kind of scary on top of the hill. A little pond. It's a bedroom and kitchen. Bathroom down here. This is why it's cool up here. These are all the items I left behind. When I quit InfDev and moved on to my Alpha City and started working on that, I left all this behind. I'm gonna either move on to the next city or show off another secret base, but I'm done with this city. I just have to go look for the last secret base here. Here it is, the final secret base of this city. I found it. Finally remembered where it was and I got towards it. Finally found it. Still have one missing in my other city though. There's nothing down there. It's a fake hidden chest. Something hidden in here if you can see it right now. Some water, is a nice view. A little tree. It's a nice little bedroom for a nice little hidden room. It has a hidden secret in it itself. With that, I am done with my InfDev city. I'm gonna have to go down the path from Founderville over to Main Shore City. I'm sure everyone's seen the blimp already. I showed off every other building there. I'm ready to go to my other city now. The pathway, I have a video of me showing it. Took a while to make. It's kind of far, not too far. Maybe I'll talk a bit on the walk there, but I'm gonna do some skipping. Here's a little tunnel. On this side of the tunnel, I want to make a little mining town eventually. Just like a really tiny one. And it'll be like a older style kind of town. That's my plan for this little area around here. Finally here, Main Shore City. This is my alpha Minecraft city. It's gonna take a while to show off. I think I'll show off the main island first, and then we'll get to showing off all the little islands and builds around the main island, because it's gonna take a while. Definitely longer than my other city, and do not guess. This is the walkway into the city. Takes a minute. The first place you'll walk into is the beach here, which has a little, what's it called, volleyball court or whatever. A little boat here. There's a little port over there, a little dock or whatever it is. A dock, I'm pretty sure, not a port. And up here is the mine. Some stuff built in the cave there too. This is the manager's office for the mine. This is the ore smelting room. A bunch of furnaces to cook anything up. My first wood pickaxe in this city, and my first diamond pickaxe in this city. I use the diamond pickaxe a lot. I'll go show the mine just because I mine a lot down there. Here's where I get all my cobblestone for my city. So I mine a lot down here. I get lots of gravel, diamonds, iron, and everything else I need to. Beside the beach, I have a house I built. Three little bedrooms and a bathroom. Here's a little cactus beach here. This is a little realty office. You can buy houses and stuff. Or any real estate. It's a lot of little houses. I'll just go through them quickly. A little washroom and just a little room with a little kitchen. Pretty basic house. Over here too. I'll have to show the hill after. I want to finish showing all this area first. There's a couple bedrooms for this house, like 3. Definitely the best bedroom. You get a little view of the whole house, a little balcony. There's also a big TV here. This is a shop and a house. A bunch of stuff for sale, then a little storage room. With some extra money and some other stuff, and here's the house. Pretty basic little small house. This is the fishery. I don't know if there's actually, I just named it that because it has fish. It's a fishing place. So of course it's a fishery. Some fishing rods and stuff. So my first fishing rod and my first fish in this world. A little washroom. Here's the bedroom. I really like how this house looks from the outside. I think it's a good build. This is the basement. This is where the kitchen is. This is the freezer. I think it looks good for a freezer. I did another freezer in my world and it does not look that good. Here's the first house I built in this world. It was still where I store all my items and stuff. There's all my diamonds and some other random stuff. It's a lot of diamonds. Almost 3 stacks. A little extra storage room. And then at the bottom is the washroom. Right here is the first spot I stopped in my alpha world. That was like when I upgraded to alpha version from InfDev. I had to find a new spot to build and I came over here. Made sugarcane shore. That was the first build I made, that little build. And the first house right there I just showed off. Some more random items, mostly dirt. This is where I used to have chests full of sugarcane, where I always put it after I harvested it, since I have so much sugarcane over here. My first egg in this world. Little pond. There used to be 2 little trees here, but I accidentally burned them down. So I made this little glass thing instead. Here's the next house. A little kitchen. And then a bathroom. And it comes with a balcony right next to the ocean. You can get a view of it. You can jump in. And the bedroom itself is right down here. You can sleep with a view of the water above you and the ocean. Right here is the little diner. You can get some cooked fish or cooked pork chop. Both are for sale here. And that was a pretty basic build. And right next to here I have the boat shop. And also I forgot that the world's tallest sugarcane. All the way to build height. And this is the boat shop. It also sells some fishing rods too. Pretty basic store, but I felt it was necessary since it's a lot of water around here and a lot of islands you have to travel to. Here is this city's elementary school. A couple basic classrooms and a principal's office with a table in front of it. A couple tables and then a cafeteria. I don't think there's any food here. I guess they'll bring their own to cook up. They'll buy some of those. It's another house right here. I built a fridge for this house. This is a lawyer's office and the lawyer's house. Office down here. Bathroom down there. The bedroom at the top with the little kitchen. You can cook food there, so it works out. This is a post office. Pretty small, but you just come leave the mail here. There's a little storage room down there to put anything else. I guess I'll show this hill now, this mountain. It's a little abandoned house right here. Memorize these 6 blocks missing for later in the tour. Right there. And right at the top is a huge church. So a huge space here with some bookshelves. And this is the room of, I guess, the main priest. The Bible or just a book in there, a holy book, whatever. And yeah, I like building churches, so I built a huge one on the top of this mountain. I think if anything goes on top of a mountain, I think that's like something that fits. Now on to South Sugarcane Shore. This is the second lighthouse in my world. A windmill that I might redo and fix up because I don't know if I like it exactly like that. The 3 pieces don't really match each other. The bottom piece is odd. But here's some shops. One means iron, need for one. Need for one. Guess I gotta fix this side. So yeah, there's just a little beach down here as well. Not as big as the other one. And then a windmill here you can go on top, and there's a little space up here. So you can go view the world from the windmill. You can sit up here, see stuff that I'm gonna show off later. You can jump off here too, although I don't know how safe it is. I think I'll survive and peaceful too. I can heal. I'm gonna go show off the lighthouse. There's some chunk errors there, but I'm gonna just fix that in the future, make something out of it. Because that's from infdev to alpha, that's all infdev terrain, this is alpha. Some stuff in there. So it's just a little lighthouse. And I used half glowstone for the actual light here, which I think looks nicer. I used full glowstone, it was expensive. But I actually did use it for another something else I'll show you after. We gotta go off the main island here to this island that I built for Leon. I don't know if I'll build on the full island or take it over for my city, but I could go for half of it. I built some public restrooms over here. On this island over here, which is an actual full island, unlike that. It's just a little house. Of course, a boat and some shovels for going out and leaving this little island. A little kitchen with a bathroom down here. And then up here is the bedroom. And this wall used to be the divider of my city and the wilderness, but now I built stuff back here too. So it's just a wall between those 2 areas. That wall's the wall between my city and the wilderness now. But I think I have to finish building it fully. By like adding some stone slabs on top if I decide to. And right when I'm walking on, these are some pyramids you can see around here. That one has a gold block on top, just like, I think the real ones had gold at the top too, so gotta copy that. Most of this place is pretty empty. I have not built much here, but I have plans to. And the wall will be what separates the wilderness and my city. So what's beyond the wall won't be part of my city. What is in the wall is part of my city. This right here is a tiny little time capsule. It'll be open in 5 years if I'm actually around to do that. 5 years is a long time. Who knows if we'll even be playing this with what happens in those years. But there's a time capsule for then. I should do some more in future versions when I can write down some books, because that would be a pretty good thing to put in there. Another island, Bench Island. Just a little chill place. This island too is something I want to build on in the future. It's empty right now, but I want to build like a mansion or something on here. Have it be like a nice private island. I think it'll turn out good. You're kind of getting spoiled of what else I have built. But don't look at that for now. I guess I'll have Bunker Island, which isn't fully stocked up, but it's all built. This is of course the second bunker I built in this world. Little vault of useful stuff to have. Here are some bedrooms. And in the back is a washroom. We also got a private little sauna hidden somewhere. There is the armory, not fully stocked up though. I need to have some more bows and arrows. This is the kitchen and cafeteria. A water cooler without water in it. Some food. Back here is a small little storage room. With some dirt and flint. I got mining this thing out. Also a hidden little view-in thing. You can view the water up above and view the world up above from here. This is a little hidden bedroom. I think it's nice to have some hidden stuff, and there's 3 little hidden rooms in this bunker, which I liked adding. Probably gonna add a lot more hidden stuff throughout my world. Maybe even some things to watch on camera. Maybe there already is. There already is a couple things, but nothing too big. This is the farm. It's not been destroyed by animals, so it's actually full to harvest. And the little water supply, you can go down here and check it out. There's actually a lot of wheat in here. Its harvest is 32. So 16 on each of these of wheat, so that gives a decent amount. That's the full bunker. On to the next build. Here's my library. A bunch of books you can get here. A lot of space to just chill and sit down. Especially down here. This is where most of the books are. And a little cafeteria as well. And you even get to see the water up above. You can see the island. You can see the outside of the library from the side of it, from down here. This doesn't go anywhere yet, but this will be a tunnel to the other side of my city. So far it just goes down there. I began starting building it, but I still have a lot to do. This is the little bakery I made. Just sells some bread and some milk. Here is my main source of wheat from my city, from my alpha city. It's right here in this greenhouse. And right behind it is a little sports field as well. And a pond down there that I've made myself. There's a well here too. I don't want to jump down it, but there's just a bunch of water. I have 2 wells. I plan to build a couple more on my other islands in my city. That'll be in the future. Maybe even some more around here. I could build one like right there. So I guess I'll show this off too. It's just a little tunnel down here. Nothing hidden at the back, especially. I think those are my first of those 2. I'm pretty sure that this flint and steel is the one that lit this portal, so I wanted to keep the first flint and steel that lit another portal. This is a little entry. I have nothing built in the nether, though I just use it for gathering nether-based resources like glowstone, netherrack, mushrooms, and lava if I needed anything like that. Next up we have this little house. This is also one of my main houses. I have a little shower and stuff. A little bedroom. Nice kitchen. Down here is a room I used to use a lot for storage. It's now mainly a room for dirt, but I used to use that a lot. And there's another bedroom here too. That storage I used a bit too with my library here. A little table. And the main bedroom. And this is the roof, pretty basic. I think I have a hidden base around here somewhere. I can't even tell. I know where a couple are, but one I'm missing right now. Here's one of the secret bases though. It's a little house, basically. Nothing too much with these secret rooms or secret bases. It is now time to enter Central Shore City, which is the other area of my city. It's not its own city, it's not independent, it's part of Main Shore City still. There's some chests of stuff. They always use that in my builds. This is a lot more fresh, a lot of these builds and things I've been doing, because I literally last been working on this world like last night, like that build right there, that one, that one, that one, not that one. All those builds have been done like in the past week, or like not even that long ago. Here's this though, this is my apartments. Each apartment's basically the same. It's a nice little kitchen and living room, bathroom, and a bedroom. All pretty basic. Each floor has an apartment. I'm pretty sure there's 7 floors here. So yeah, this is the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and then the 7th. And they're all the same. Room inside, which seems more like a hotel than an apartment, but it's something I gotta try changing in the future with other apartments I make. Next up is this building that almost burnt down a long time ago. First building of Central Shore City, a financial corporation. Just a big business. Here at the bottom, an expensive clay floor. This is just a little storage room of important documents. This is the reception area. Then up here is, what did it say? Some insurances, yeah. So you can get all your different insurances there at those little offices. Gotta read these signs. What is this? Legal services, so some lawyers, some other ones, and some guy who just has his office in his house. financial consultation. So you can get some financial consultation here. These two offices. Some investment offices. Maybe investing at those computers. Oh, and here's a bank. Second bank in this city, the fourth bank in my world total. Yeah, fourth bank. The third one I'm showing off. They don't have as much because they aren't governmental. And this is the owner's office. Right now, this is the real estate office. So yeah, they're kind of competing together. Little real estate office with that. This is the owner's office. And this is the roof. Pretty empty compared to other rooftops. Also to note, this place used to be a bit higher, so I had to dig it out to make it all flat. And that's why there's a huge wall here. That's why I put that sign there, just so everyone knows that. Here's my Shell Mart. It's supposed to be like a general store full of stuff. Some stuff for sale up here too. So you can buy like anything you need for your house or anything like that here. There's even a little storage room back here so some extra stuff. It's also a break room. Second floor, some pumpkins, TVs, TNT, and some other stuff. Some trash cans. This took a while to fill up. I remember having to go fishing to fill it up. I still have some of those memories despite it being so just like boring just sitting there fishing. I mean, it was chill too. Like fishing itself in Minecraft can be chill sometimes or just boring. When you're watching and doing stuff, it can be pretty chill. This is the bank. I'm pretty sure I'm just talking too much. Some offices there, you can talk to someone. It's the owner's office. And here's the actual vault. Manager's office or whatever. Some safety deposit boxes. Then a bunch of materials. Bunch of riches. These are the tax offices of my world. They operate in both my cities. They're kind of the whole territory of all the cities I'm working on right now. They operate in. These are offices. And of course the main manager, whatever his office, the guy in charge. Person in charge, I should say. The villager in charge, eventually. If they were in this world, they'd definitely be in charge of villager. Maybe a chicken. This is just a little main park here. Just wanted to build something nice in the middle here, not destroy everything and just place a bunch of buildings. Here's my science lab I gotta show off. It's a little pond behind here though. There's some ocean tests going on, some water tests, some computers to work at, some screens, you know. And right here's some other stuff, a test for an iron golem. It's in development because it's not been added to Minecraft yet, so I can make that without it spawning one. And then some other stuff, some inventions. Here's the manager of the lab. Nice little office. Those are some whiteboards. Some stuff about zombies. And some mob drop samples. The final floor. Another axe sample. And some TNT for tests, but outside only. So if I hit that, try to remove that, that'll explode my whole lab. There's still this though, but only authorized personnel can enter here. The Anomaly Information Agency or something like that. Anomalous Information Agency. It's supposed to be like SCP. This is a little reception. And washroom. Some offices. These are some tiny offices. And here's the person in charge. They get the big office, of course. Here's the cafeteria. Pretty small. I think I have decent food here, though. Okay, so it's pork chops and bread, not the worst choices for food. Unless if I had some pork chops and bread right now, I'd be eating all of it, so that would be really good. There's a sword there, too. Here's something in development. You can read these signs if you want to pause it or something. It's first anomaly, it's a large aquatic sea creature. Let's pause it at each of these signs. Or you could pause it at every sign if you want to read those. It's an egg of the creature. A rib cage of the creature, the rib's not done. And the skull of the creature, that's also not done. Same with the room around it. But this is probably one of the biggest, or the biggest anomaly I have down here. Here's another thing you can read. This is inspired directly from an SCP. And there's a bunch of empty rooms over here. This is something I plan of making something with. I have to finish the room and everything then. Here's another one of them. It's a pretty basic one. I just decided to use a random thing. Try to fill up this room with anomalies. If anyone has ideas for some good anomalies, maybe I'll put them in there. I still have 4 more rooms left. Or any good ideas for the lighter. We can come up with some good idea for the flint and steel. Some anomalous thing about it. Here's the build from my last world tour. The 1 year tower for 1 year in Minecraft, and now I'm at 2 years. Just some random little rooms going up, some good places to view my city. And some info at those signs, and if you want to pause to read any of them. It's a little viewing point, it's pretty nice. Shall take a view from up at the top. Get a good view of everything I made over there. For here too, gives you a good view of the lab. And those islands I gotta add stuff to. I don't know why the grammar is always much worse than I remember what they're writing. I think it's because I'm not all there when I write them, and then I read them and I'm like, why did I write? I forget like some of the writing, I don't know. It's the way I am, not that's good with writing. Some to-do list. Those are really outdated because I built both of those. I mean, that's 1 year old. So yeah, I've not updated that. Here's another house. Sugarcane Shore is like the main places of houses. I have lots of houses there. I have a lot less over here. Yeah, this is just a basic house. Living room, bathroom, and bedroom. 2 little beds and the main bedroom. That's the entire house. Now here in front of the tax collecting building is the city hall. Gotta go back a bit for this. I'll see that there's my 2024-2025 sign. when it's New Year's, I want to add a 2025-2026 sign on top of it. I'll just copy that with the 2025, and then I'll make the 2026 out of new blocks to show it's like changing. I should have done that with the 2024, but I kind of improved the design of the numbers for it. So it's the same deal with the other city hall, kind of. It's pretty similar. The leader of Cactus Shore. I put something that reminds me from each area in my city, in each area. Like sugarcane for sugarcane, shore, cactus for cactus. There's only 4 areas in my city though, compared to the 5 from the other. The shore islands, nothing really special there. And the leader and mayor of my whole city. No house on the rooftop this time, just access to the sign. With that, we can move on to the cart house. I like this little field of lights, to be honest. It's pretty nice. This is the cart house. You come here. There's the judge will go, testimonial or whatever. People chilling. Down here is all the laws. It's gotta make more laws, because this is definitely not all of them. I gotta think of some more. And just think of how to word them and how to... Murder is illegal. Of course murder is illegal. Interfering in elections. It's kind of not that specific. But just no interfering. You vote for the wrong party, that's interfering in the election. Do not do it. Here's the lawyer office. Maybe like some public lawyers, you know. You can't get one of the other options in my city. There's one for the jury. Do we not have a sign on top of there? Saying like jury room. That's kind of something I gotta add. I should have the light back there too. But I gotta do that to my main world when I get on it after. Here's the main office. If I don't even know the guy in charge of the courthouse. But yeah, that's my courthouse. Pretty time consuming build. Fun fact, one of the staircases on the roof is actually just a cobblestone block. It's hard to see it, and that's because when I was placing a staircase there was glitching, so I had nothing I could do about it. Parking lot here. I'll fix it later though on the rooftop in another version. But here's some public restrooms. Those look like actual restrooms that'd be in public, kinda. Since they don't have a toilet in each cell. And then some sinks outside of it, I think that looks better. Here's the hospital. The reception here. That's where the morgue and everything's gonna be. I built 6 of these little clinics. Just to get diagnosed and see a doctor for simple things. So the staircase going up to the next floor, there'll be a couple. I want to build a Dr. House reference somewhere. They're like maybe a recreation of his office best I can. Here's all the food for here. That's the hospital so far. You can see all the other clinics here as well. And that's the hospital so far. Not that much done there. Let's get past a few more builds because I missed a couple over this one. Here's the second hidden base. Still don't know what the other one is though. I was checking around a bit. It's a pretty basic little house. Nothing much to show off here. Nice kitchen though. This is a police station. A lot better than the other police station I have. Scared me for a second. If there's a villager, it's like, what? They aren't even in this version. Some offices up here, with of course all the weapons there. Should have built the armory too, because I feel like just being out in the open is not a good idea. And here's the jail cell. It's pretty nice, all things considered. It's more like a holding cell until they move them to prison, or if they're just holding someone for a few hours, like a day or something. Can I get a better view of that? This is the next lighthouse. The third lighthouse I'm showing off. The third one in my world. Second one in this city alone. This is actual little room and a house attached though. Someone could actually live here. And a bathroom attached to the bottom. And just everything else here is just the lighthouse. So you get that little chill space. And then up here, all glowstone. I'm not mixing it with other stuff, it's all glowstone. Looks so much better. And this weird looking building is some offices because it's the architect's office. So this is the only place you get architecture from in the city. They make a bunch of buildings and stuff. It's all see-through. You can see all the stuff I'm gonna show you. Except here because it's a washroom, so it's not gonna have glass floors or roofs. It's like a staff room. This is the main office, the main architecture you want to come see. This is my city's middle school. A bunch of lockers around here too. A little office and a cafeteria. Pretty small cafeteria to be fair. There's a staircase up here, second floor, more classrooms. As well as a washroom. You can get to the rooftop as well with this ladder. And not much up here. Not even anything except those lights. There's one more hidden base. I don't think I'm gonna be able to show it off, unfortunately. Sorry. Somewhere around, somewhere. I think we've all lost it. I don't even know if it exists. I'm like getting gaslit. I don't know. It's evidence that it exists, but like, what if something happened? What if I made it? Put down the notes that I finished the 3 secret bases around there. And then like, I just never did. Or like, I did it, and then I had to go back to old backup one time, and that got deleted, and I just never knew. I don't even know. I'm not gonna think about it. We're gonna ignore that hidden base for now. Let's just keep going. There's another one I have to show you after anyway. To show you these houses actually before we move over in the desert. All pretty similar houses, just kitchen, bathroom, and bedroom. And that's the same for all 3 of these houses. Kitchen, living room, a mix of them, then a bathroom, and bedroom. And you guessed it, kitchen, living room, bathroom. It's really dark for some reason. I don't know, I don't have a second light somewhere. And bedroom. It's a lot of things I'm noticing I'm gonna have to add to these areas because they're not like bad, but they have stuff I have to fix. A lot of stuff. This is the gold mine office. The guy, manager of the gold mine. That's right here. That's why there's gold all around here. This is the dirt shack where I put a bunch of dirt from various things I had to mine out here. Mainly the hill that was there that I had to mine. Here's the last hidden base you'll see that I just finished today. Same day as filming this. So I lost the other one. There's a little kitchen. Another fridge. This is one of the nicer hidden bases. I actually put a lot of effort into it. A little cabinet. Another little cabinet. And a freezer that doesn't have the most effort. I didn't really know what to do. I should have made the floor out of wool. Maybe I'll go change that after. And there's two identical bedrooms. Then you get over here in the living room, and then a washroom, and a master bedroom. These aren't like bunkers or anything, these are just hidden houses. Here is the railway station for the city. The rails aren't all done, and of course I'm not adding all the railways. And it doesn't really work the best until I get powered railways, then I'll add in all the rails here and add some powered ones so it works. I do have to extend this actual build and bring it all the way back to my other city, which will take a long time. But it won't be too bad, honestly. I think I'll have fun doing it. And the same way over here. And the rest of this place is just a small little chill area, a little beach. And that's the railway station. Onto the desert. So just a small construction office. You can come in here, talk about what you need. You got a few basic supplies they need back there. First, they always need more though. Always buy more if they need more. They've got some sand delivered to them for the project. And right here is a little gazebo. Nothing really here. Just wanted to build a little gazebo like building out in the wild. A little house just because I needed more houses around here. You know the drill, bathroom, kitchen, and bedroom. Except the living room and kitchen are different rooms this time, which is better. It's a little dock here too to put your boats. And a therapy office in case you need some therapy. Two little offices. And some group therapy as well. And if therapy wasn't enough, you could come to the warehouse. There's nothing in these chests, but I could always use them for storage, which is what I might do eventually. If I need to. A little garage, even though there's no cars in the world, of course. Maybe I'll make some in the future when I learn how to build them. A little washroom and the manager's office. This is just a kitchen and a break room and everything. Oh. That's the other entrance. I'll actually show you some flowers outside right there. A little chill space. And then we get into the yard of the warehouse, which is still part of the warehouse out here. There's a fence around it. Some boats in case they need to go out and pick up something or anything like that. Another lighthouse. No house inside though, just a lighthouse. I don't even have to go up, you know, it's up there. Glowstone. Floor, nothing else. This is a spare storage room. Nothing in there either. I could always use that too. And I had to build a couple docks here for any boats that come. This isn't part of this island, but I'll show it off quick since it's right beside here. I have lots of little islands. These are all part of the shore islands. Instead of each building having its own address, like number, I give each island or area its own number. This is just in case a flood happens, you can come into a tower and survive the flood. It's basically just a small house with only essential things. Oh. This is the monument I built for 250 subscribers. If I get 300 subs, I'll add a sign right there for it. And there's a little sports field again, copied from over by my greenhouse. This is a high school for my city. It's probably the better one I built out of the two in my world. A little office, not huge compared to the other office, which is good. Because it lets room for an art space. Room. A little library here with lockers all over. Cafeteria. All the food you need. There's a couple washrooms up here. Both just the same, only need to show one. Classroom 1. go through here, then you get to classroom 2. And then right here is classroom 3. Put the chairs right next to the desk because they could just be pushed in and it saves a lot of space. Got a computer room here too. A theater room. It's a small little theater. And another classroom. A pretty decent sized one with its own computer. That's the high school for my city. Here is the fire department. Some boats in the little garage space. A bunch of supplies just for each firefighter. It's enough supplies for 6 firefighters to go do the job. Up here's the little room to sleep and be entertained. And then, go to the washroom. I built this out of netherrack because it's the only red block, and I wanted to build something out of netherrack. I really like netherrack. Watch the look of it. It is good for like scary and stuff, but it looks kind of ugly. But it's only red block, so what can I do about it? Here's some water. You need lots of water to put out fires. Some food. Just a little kitchen. And here's the fire pole. You can jump down it.
Oh.
Doesn't even hurt to jump down it. See, I'm full health. Wait a second. Okay, see, I'm full health. This is my cake I made for my other birthday that I had after my last one. It's a lot bigger than the other cake, but that's because my age is bigger too, my number's bigger.
Oh.
A lot of the sand in my city is like sinkholes, so when I build another mine it does that. So I kind of decided to build around that and keep it as a little cave. It's another little diner. A really little one. This is a really little store I decided to make. Just decided, why not add another store? It's a city would realistically have a lot of stores in it. And it has some different items than the other stores are selling, so it's worth it. And there's this little hill here that I didn't want to destroy like some of the other hills around here. So I turned it into this instead. And here's another house. A beachside house, and you know the drill. Kitchen. Bathroom. Bedroom. No living room this time. It's just mixed with the bedroom. And there's a little stall out here for food. Some pork. Some bread. Lots of milk on the side, but no milk there. And there's some little beach stuff like a fire. What's it called? An umbrella? An umbrella. That is. This is a little lifeguard tower. I'll sit up here. No, that's what lifeguards do. They just watch the water. And then there's a little boat. I copied a lot of these designs from my other part of my city. It's the other beach. Here's a mini motel. You can come book a room here. And then each room is the same, but it's like this. Food you can get. You have to pay for it, of course, because it's like the mini fridge. And a little bathroom, kind of spa space together. That's the way it has to be. And of course, each room is the exact same. Right here, this is an apartment. Again, each room is kind of the same, but there's a few apartments here, so I'll show them off. It's a washroom and then one big room that's like a bedroom and stuff. Just some cheap apartment, you know. There's 5 floors, so 10 apartments total. 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9, This is kind of a unique layout or design just because I didn't want it to be a straight brick or anything like that. It still kind of is, but it's a bit different. Almost forgot the bottom part there. Manager's office here. And that's the apartments. You can get a storage unit here for yourself. Here's some ones here. Some different items inside, things people are storing. Like a boat or some used tools. That one's kind of suspicious, some blood in the box and around it. Some treasure. And just some general supplies and random stuff. Show off this little area to another little beach on the stone with a little fire going. Some lights back there, nothing too much. Added lots of cactus since it's called Cactus Beach, it's gotta have a lot. Where's the 2 for 2 years? I'll show that off in a second. Right after I show off this house. Kitchen, living room. It's the bathroom. And up here is the bedroom and the master bedroom. Here's the little clothing store, just finished filling it up today, built it a while ago. It's pretty simple to make. Buy one piece of any of the clothes for $1. In front of this parking lot is the 2-year tower. I'll make that the thumbnail since it's a 2-year tour. 2 years in Minecraft. The 3 is going to be hard to make. This was easier to make than I thought it was. It's a little interior. I remember watching Cinnamon Toast Ken when I was building this. Honestly, I've been watching him a lot recently when working on my Minecraft. Him and Dane. Good reactions, good videos. Yeah, this is just the top of my 2-year tower. There's some info about it. You can pause if you want to read it. It's not too hard to read, I think. I don't think I did as bad with the grammar. Probably a bit. At least it's a nice view out here. You can see the one from up there. Here's another build I just got done today. It's a theater. As I said in my other video, any recommendations on how to improve it, I'd listen to. But to add all that to try to give it some more depth and detail. The reception. You can see the show if you pay an iron. But if you pay the gold, then you get to come up here to the special seats. The gold seating. You can watch from up here and look at the roof. There's even food up here you can get if you do gold seating. Oh. Something hidden in the pyramid. And this is the next pyramid. It's an archaeologist's office, one of the first things I built in this desert part of my city. Pretty basic. I didn't build it too long ago, like a couple months, maybe a month ago or something. This is a radio / TV broadcasting station or tower. You know the drill, bathrooms in the basement. Right here, all the same, 3 little ones. Dinner reception and everything. Up here, it's a radio station. This is like where they control the TV. They have all the screens and everything they need. a news station. They put a camera there and record them. And this is the main office, the owner's office. This is my attempt at a satellite dish. Let me know what you think of it. I think it's alright. Not the worst I could do with that off a Minecraft satellite dish. Another house to show off. Pretty basic house, same more of the same. Kitchen, and then bathroom in the basement. Here's the living room. I just showed off this build earlier today too, like the other ones have been shown off. I just did a lot of builds yesterday, in the past couple days and tonight, or this morning. Pretty basic roof up here. Right next to it, we got the doctor's office. Just a small doctor's office here. One little room you can come be seen in. Already got the hospital in progress, so I don't need to do too much with that. Just for other checkups other than going to the hospital for it. Have a bit of the hiccups and stuff right now. Maybe not really too much. I had them bad this morning though. Kitchen, living room, basement, bathroom. I like going through these builds because I think of the YouTubers with videos I watch building them, with the live streams I did, the videos I did with them school. This video is already a couple hours long, so I should talk in a couple minutes. People are watching now, they'll be watching after this. I hope. Please stay. Thank you. We can do what you want. There's our cave sounds. Pretty basic house. Some flowers outside, a little dog. With this little area, a couple more builds and my main island will be done showing off. It's the second part of the tunnel. Nothing's built there either, so no point showing anything there. But it's there. That's where we'll connect to. So here's a house, the drill, kitchen, bathroom. So there is food and stuff in all these chests, or the houses at least, and in the kitchens. Some of the other chests throughout the house are empty, like this one. There's a tree on top of this house too, which I really like, which I said earlier. Putting trees on the houses is cool. Just like this building at the top. It's a little roof, nice little bedroom. Come down here, a little living room, a kitchen. I never thought the basement's a bathroom. Oh! Just gotta speed around this last house. It's starting to look all too familiar. Okay, on to something more new than a house. More interesting. A mini museum. The main island diamonds, all from a main island gold mine. I gotta be supervised to go back there and look. Some cactuses from Cactus Shore. Sugarcane from Sugarcane Shore. You pay an iron to enter. Some info you can read if you want. Some gold. The first jukebox I made in this world, literally last night. And a music disc. A gold pillar. And yeah, you can read what that is too. Some history of my world. Remember when I told you to remember that little abandoned piece of my house missing earlier? The 6 blocks on the hill? That's where it is. This is from that abandoned house. Here's some info you can read. Okay, time to look at the statue on the roof. Just a basic statue I made because I thought there would be something special on the roof here. But with that, the main island's done. I'm not sure what to show off now. I guess I'll probably come back here to show off that, and everything there. I want to go back first over here a bit. So be right back. I'm gonna show some stuff in the water too, some hidden stuff I forgot to show off. Probably forget a few things, some minor details. But there's some eggs from sea creatures in the water too. I'll show off a couple of them, but I can't remember all of them are, honestly. They're not too important, but you've seen one, like the one from the Anomaly Lab, you know what they look like. There's a little floating island there that I made. There's no blocks under it, or directly under, anything attaching to the ground, it's just floating. Here's the dock I didn't show off earlier, but you probably saw. You might not have seen is this skull of the sea creature right here. Just the top poking out from underground. But over this side, the other part of the water, that's where the ribcage of this creature is. It has some treasure inside, with there being a gold block right there. So, you can mine that if you can find it. You must ate that gold block and somehow got decapitated, and that's why its head's all the way over there. But right here's another little flying island floating. With some water going off. It's pretty small, it doesn't have really anything. Here's worth pointing out. That was naturally generated, of course, as added the water and the lights and stuff. But I had to make that part of my city because I thought it'd be cool. And here's a little house on an island. Kitchen, living room, bathroom in the basement. You know the drill already. And then up here, we've got the bedroom. Although having a house on an island is kind of chill. Assuming you get the whole island to yourself. I'm just gonna go straight over here. Wait to show off those islands, but I'll show off Green Island, I think this is called. The abandoned island. This is an abandoned building on an island. Pretty abandoned. So there's some sort of office. You can tell what these buildings are the owner's office and stuff. It's all destroyed with time though. Or mostly destroyed. There's the second yin yang reference in the world of Soul. One more yin yang reference to go. That's some grass and water. There's the alpha sign from our world. Look at the InfDev one, this is the alpha one. And this is just the point you'd come up here and come chill. And there's Fire Island. Glad I can show that now. It's a bunch of fire. Do not take a step on it. There's a little down here too. Looks like there's a cave system. I just built some stuff in a little bed over there. Maybe someone's been living out in the cave over here on this island. Gotta go out this way. You can see those little islands over there. They're all counted as one island, those 4 little islands, because they're all so small. And this is the Sun Island. It's a little fire. There's nothing on Fire Island though. You can see all those little islands over there are part of the city. I don't think there's too much worth really showing off. It's mainly some lights, some benches and stuff over there. I just thought I should point that out. Like that little island. Not really much on most of those islands. Right here is a little mine. It may not look like a mine, but it once was. You can see all the iron there. the glowstone lights. It obviously got caved in. It was pretty ancient of a mine. There's a pathway leading over here, but it stops. And that's because this whole area underwater used to be a little town. Lots of it got destroyed and flooded. There's a bunch of crushed buildings over here. Destroyed from what they once were. Just ruins in the water. Is that a story to tell having all this stuff here? It makes sense why they have island references to floods there, because floods have happened in the past. They've destroyed whole civilizations that have lived here. I guess they still manage to live since it's a modern day city and everything. Just most of them gone. This ancient story. Hard to travel around in this version underwater. Another ancient building you can't even get into because gravel everywhere. Here's the first islands in the shore islands. Welcome Island. I made this before I even made the shore islands. It's just a welcome entrance to Main Shore City. Even though these islands are before this island, that used to be the furthest thing built from my city. I could move the sign somewhere else, the welcome sign, but it's too iconic there. Too iconic for me. I think this is Haven Island. It's a little pumpkin farm I made. You can't actually farm pumpkins in this version, but there's some here. I think this is the only jack-o'-lantern. Yeah. Just because at least I'm more recent. But these all have their faces hid because they're just trying to look like regular pumpkins. Built this around Halloween, kind of, for that. But not fully. But I need a Halloween build anyway, so a little pumpkin farm would be nice. A little bedroom. And a kitchen. It's pretty basic. Basic house. And over here is the Christmas Island. I put some gifts for actual commenters on my videos and subscribers. And it's pretty basic build, just a tree house. Not tree house, a big tree, a Christmas tree. It looks better from a distance. Those redstone torches on there? So there are redstone torches in this version. I barely use them, but they could be like really good for building. I need to start adding them to some builds. But anyways, here's the camping ground. There's a beach here, a little wall going from the wilderness to my city. I might add a wood farm around there somewhere and make that part of my city, but who knows. For now, beyond that fence, if you go through it, it's wilderness, not part of my city. Some public washrooms. Some ancient ruins that are kind of just stuck underground. Buried, mostly. By the way, that town is kind of inspired by Monument. It reminds me a lot of it. Reminiscent. These are some tents and some fires around here. An unlit fire. Lots of times when animals die or I'd kill them over here, I'd put some of their, or I'd find drops because they burn in the fire, I'd put them in the chests. So some of these chests have a bit of animal drops. That's just a little abandoned ground here. Some more buried ruins in it. Some stuff I actually have to show in the water over here. I don't know if I'll find it, but there's an X marks the spot. Treasure. There's a skeleton of the sea creature underwater without its head decapitated from its body. I think over here we can find the treasure. Might as well look for it. Oh, there it is. I'm glad I knew where it was. I buried this like months ago, a year ago. Look at all that treasure. Let's keep that a secret that's there. It's top secret. Now we're heading to Night Moon Island, which is right here. It's home to the biggest hotel in Main Shore City and probably my world. So you come in, this is the reception. This is the little shop. You can buy some stuff at, some armor, some tools, crafting table, some books or a boat, anything you might need on this island. And then you come up here, and I didn't fill in any of the rooms yet. I still have to do that. It looks all done from the outside, but the truth is, the rooms aren't done. That's all I gotta do. Everything else is done. I just gotta do the rooms. We could get to the roof. I have something up there anyway. So yeah, I gotta do the rooms, but for now, I'm up here to party. Some cooked pork chops and some bread for sale. And then you can come chill out in the pool. Get a view of the whole... Whoa, that's kind of dangerous, but get a view of the whole city. That looks crazy. Maybe that'll be the thumbnail. We'll see. We'll see. There's the prison. That's a good view from the prison. It shows how big it is. It spans the entire island. Okay, well, I'm glad that was safe. Let's see what this does. Okay, it evaporated. Come out here is a little yard. Another little island that used to be an island that I hooked up to this one, so it's no longer an island. And it's just, I'm chill out here. Look at the giant egg in the water. Now we have to head to Craze and Pizza Island. That's Craze Island, that little one, named after my cat. This is Pizza Island, named after pizza, which I was eating when I discovered this island. I named it. Don't name islands on empty, even empty stomach, just when you're eating or you're hungry or whatever. You gotta have a clear, empty mind when you name something. So you don't name it something like food. That's just a little shop I made for this island. Little house. You know, the basics of these. Never really too complex unless I make a mansion or something. The houses are always going to be more basic and more similar to each other. So I don't have much to say other than just to show them off. If you want to ever get a more in-depth look, you can go to the world download. I don't know if there'll be one on this video, but there usually is a world download for an old version of my world. And there'll be one for the new one too. I'll probably do that for Christmas. Brand new world download for Christmas. The bedrooms are a little different, same with the living room, but the bathrooms basically stay the same. So does just like the idea of the build. The 3 churches in the city, I didn't know that. I thought there were only 2. Plus the prison chapel. But now there's this one apparently. It's 5 churches in my whole world. It's just a little church. Where's the lookout tower? It is pretty chill up here, honestly. Not bad views either. The prison looks so massive, honestly. It took a long time to build, so I'm glad it looks like just a lot. There's a little park though. Only time I use signs as a fence. The bathrooms aren't that special, just do a peek to show that it's there, but there's one in all these houses. There it's all the same. Just show this doctor office. Yep, that's spelled right, just didn't want to make sure I didn't misspell it somehow. See, that's the doctor's office, and then here's the house. Bathroom and basement. Living room, kitchen, and bedroom. It is a bit cooler though, since it's a doctor's office and a house mixed together with a little island. And then there's only 2 more houses here. So this island's basically just a big neighborhood, just full of houses. And it has a few essentials like a doctor's, park, a church, a shop, everything you might need. And they can of course just leave the island and go to the main one if they need anything else. But that's Pizza Island. And there's the nature behind that fence. This is another little island I want to work on. I had to deattach it from here to make it work. So this wasn't always an island, but now it is. Don't know what I'm gonna build here yet. Here's another island right beside my prison. Nothing built on it, but I don't even know what it's named. Cross Island. It's right across from the prison. Okay. There's another island. I'm pretty sure I made this island too by separating it. And it's actually named after someone who asked me to name it after them, just a random subscriber or someone that joined one of my live streams. And I thought, why not? If anyone wants me to build a reference to or name something after them, as long as your name's not something crazy, and if it's a more common name or something like that sounds normal or that's good for a name, you know. As long as your name's not like it's the same as someone that I don't want to put or something I don't want to put them on something. This is just a memorial for some soldiers. Definitely got to build more on this island, but I don't think I'm gonna do any buildings. I could do a house or something. Maybe. Now it's time to show off the prison. I'll also say that right there on this hill is the place I get most of my wood from now. The train station area was literally where I got my wood from a lot before, but I started getting it from both areas so I could get more. And then I built the train station and everything there. I couldn't find down trees there, so now this is my new tree getting spot. So I already did a full tour of the prison, but I'll show it off again for the full world tour. If there's a specific video on my channel, you can go check, posted a bit before this. Of that. And this is just the start of my abandoned mine. On Talon Island. It's all part of an abandoned town I'm gonna make around there. Then I'm gonna have to stop mining my trees there. But let's just do the prison tour. This is the entrance. You come here. I'll try to be quick. Storage room. Office. Another office. A staff break room with TVs and everything they need. And here is the warden's office, which has 2 floors and a roof. Get you a good view of the roof at whole. Couple more offices, basically the same with a few differences from the ones down there. Washroom. There's one right there too. There's 2 washrooms here. If you want a more full in-depth view of this, you can watch the other video, but I still want to show it off for this. Security room. So I'm back here, and this is the armory, which needs more bows, but has everything else. Okay, this is the visitation on the visitor side. This is the execution room on the visitor side. When you get into the lock part of the person, execution on the executioner side. Another lookout tower, which is the same as the one I had. The other side, it just goes up and you can get a good view. This is the visitation on the other side, prisoner side. They'd be brought over there. Here's a holding cell, inspired from Prison Architect, of course. This is the hospital. A bunch of spots for them. This is the morgue where the dead bodies go. They can do autopsies, whatever they need there. On top is the parole hearing where they come and they decide if they get parole or not. This is the chapel. Honestly, I really like it. It's nice. It looks super bright since the stairs let sunlight in this version. This is a classroom for prisoner rehabilitation. This is a laundry room over here. They gotta do some laundry. Put some laundry in there in case they need it on. Little workshop to put the prisoners to work. This is the yard, some workout benches, just some empty space to chill. They get to go outside, but they're still surrounded by the prison. Here's some of the death row cells. They honestly are pretty nice because it's the last room or house or place they're gonna be. There's 3 of those, so we can hold a couple death row. And we got solitary too. You don't want to be put in there. Before we get to the actual cells, I want to finish everything else. This is the padded cell. It's visible from the outside. This is the washroom for prisoners. And just in case they don't got access to one because they're in solitary or padded cell, I guess. It's the cafeteria. Tons of food choices. Lots of coal to cook up the food too, and a nice floor pattern. This is the rec room for the prisoners where they can just chill, relax, read a book. And above the cafeteria is the showers. As long as you don't drop the soap, you'll be fine with them. A lot of crazy prisoners. So we have some solitary. Here's cell block A. You know, pretty basic cell. There's a bunch of them in here. It's 2 floors, so 20 cells. Can lock up 20 people in here. Then go cell block B, you can lock up even more. So each cell is the same, but it all has 3 people that can be locked together. So we're gonna have to put like best friends together. So no one gets like shanked or nothing. But it's 5 different cells. Those are cameras. If I have a lever randomly put like that, not by a door or anything. not on our TV, then it's a camera. Now we're on cell block C. This is the cell block in the basement, cell block cellar. And this just has 11 rooms. And again, it only fits one person, but they get a sink in their room. So it's pretty beneficial. That's the whole prison though, so off to the next build. That's how much of the city you can see from the prison. I'm just coming here to show something quickly. I'll show that later, that's not even done, so it's not too exciting. But when it's done, it'll be pretty cool. Here's another skeleton, one of those sea creatures that washed ashore. Maybe it died a long time ago and this was all underwater. Now we're at Warden Island. This is where the warden of the prison will live. And it's just a little island that's pretty close to the prison. You know, they live here and they can get a view of the prison outside the window, make sure everything's under control. And it's just basic house. Basic as they come, at least. It has all the essentials, so everything anyone would need. And a little shed as well, plus the warden gets a whole island here, so I mean that's a plus. Now I'm at the tower, which exists in the middle of the ocean. You gotta swim over, get a boat. It's not done yet though. But this is where the staff rooms will be, like security, management, whatever. All these little areas will be houses. So I'll fill up and there'll be like one house in each of these spots, so that'll be pretty cool. Then here's some washrooms, just some public ones. These will all be different stores. There'll also be a staircases in the middle here, so you can go up and down all this. This is going to be a laundromat, and this is going to be a swimming pool. I had to take a break to work on my main island because I wanted to get lots of work done at that. The desert area I showed, which has builds that I've done in the past month and everything. Okay, now we gotta get over here. There will be more added to the tower too. I forget what I was planning, but I had some plans and stuff to add there. It'll look crazy when it's all filled in though, because that'll be a lot of blocks, lots of space. So here's Clay Island. I found some clay on here. It's pretty empty, just like those islands too. They're all pretty empty, and it's because I ain't built on it yet. That's where I found the clay though. So I still have to build some stuff there. This island is pretty done. There's nothing I can really add here. Or maybe a chair or something. Those islands too, they're pretty empty. Maybe I'll add like one thing. They're pretty much done. They're just small islands. Yeah, you can see those islands too all the way from here. I still have to add some stuff to them, but they're pretty much done. Those big things, those aren't my islands. I'm not building over there. I don't have all the time to just build a city on all these different areas. On most of them, but not all. And this is an island I took like half control over to build something on half of it. So only half of it is in my city. Like this funeral home. We can come see the body there. This is where they cremate the bodies, crematorium. The autopsy where they see it. The office of the funeral director. And of course their house on top of it. With a little bit of food, not much. Nothing else either. A little bedroom and a bathroom. This is a graveyard. John Doe, Jane Doe, Steve Block, the pig I killed. Marcus Junius, Peter, Chris Worm, Jim Peckins. Just a bunch of references here. Wilson James, Bend Over, Nolan Least, Rose Flower, Alpha Craft. It's a bunch of dead people there, dead things. I gotta do jokes for that since I ain't have anything die in this Minecraft world. So I don't know what else to put there. Other than some made up names. But here's a church. This is an older church I decided to add. This is all the Halloween part of the build I did for Halloween. I decided to make some more creepy base builds out here. Like this empty well. A little water at the bottom, but in this version, if I jump that, I'm dead. You can see the wood back there will be the future wall dividing the wilderness and the city. But who knows? Maybe I'll extend the wall, build some more stuff. Maybe I'll build a second wall and build more stuff. Who knows what to do? Go check out that house over there. This is the house, the main shore slasher. Guess I gotta add that because it just says the shore slasher, but the main shore slasher. And his grave's right there. You see when he lived, when he died. Not sure the story. Maybe he got executed at my prison. I think that would be a fitting end. But it's supposed to be like a serial killer, something scary for my city. This is their abandoned house. They have a knife in there, some blood. The roof obviously caved in. Or the floor of this room. The roof itself was destroyed. This is the basement, the bathroom. Here's something the investigators missed. A bloody table filled with blood all around here, and a sword with a bunch of blood around it. And that is the house, the abandoned, rotting house of a serial killer that's in my city. Well, he's now dead anyway, so at least that. This island I also have to finish. Lay Island. Definitely gotta add something here, something scary, something good. So here's a couple more loose little islands around here that I gotta finish. This one looks actually pretty finished. I don't think I need to add too much to every island. Some can just stay a small little islands with just a couple benches or lights or whatever. It's been almost 3 hours. It's been longer to record though, because I'm cutting in and out of some walking and stuff, and I took little breaks, but it's been a while of me doing this. Arthur Point Island. This island's looking almost pretty done too. Maybe I'll add another light or something to it in the future. But I think it's pretty good. See a couple other little islands around. Still one island I want to show at the end here, because I forgot to show it earlier. We'll be fitting at end point. But I'll get to that in a minute. Next up, it's right here, so I might as well just stay recording. Okay, so I check I'm recording. Might as well stay recording and go down here. I've actually lost videos I've been trying to record. They just gave up because I'm recording and then I mess it up by like pausing it and then like forgetting I unpaused or forgetting I'm paused. And then I end up messing up the recording that way. Because if I forget I'm paused and I think I'm on, then I'll click pause to unpause. Or I'll click unpause to pause or whatever. Yeah, I'm still talking about that. This is the Glass Dome. It's a little hotel and shop. So staff here. There's a little shop here. There's a little hotel room there. It's not done yet, but it'll look pretty dope when it's done. Now we're going to the island I was going to show earlier. But I decided to go back and finish the rest of this island first. That's this gravel island. I don't even know its name. I'd have to see the sign. This island belongs to the gravel company. You might have seen it referenced earlier. At the gravel mine. GSI, I think they call it Gravel Supply Incorporated. And it's just a little gravel business in my Minecraft world. This is like some offices, and then meeting room. I can go meet in there. There's this, the reception. You go down here, it's a bathroom. And you go to the very top. It's just a chill little space, I guess. And a storage room filled with gravel, because of course they need that. This is the CEO's office. And of course, as you saw, there's gravel all around here on this island. No, Mirage Island. Definitely not a Pokemon reference. I mean, it was just the same name, but of course I know Mirage Island. So it was and it wasn't, because when I thought of that, it probably was inspired by it, even just me thinking of that. But I do my name islands, weird stuff, and a good reference is good. Mirage Island for Pokemon exists in my world. Yeah, it's just another little island. I've lots of random islands with little stuff. I have one more thing to show off before I'm done. It's crazy. 2 years in my world, and I'm almost done with the 2 or 3 hours. 3 hours for 2 years. If you think about it, that's 2 years in the making for this video. But at the same time, I'd say that about like anything. I mean, any video could be like, oh well, I'm 20, so it's 20 years in the making for this video, which would also be true. Okay, I actually gotta check. Am I recording? Okay, I didn't mean to do that. There's a Tar Island, just some little islands around here. They were built. I don't think I didn't build them, I found them. But I found them. This was all just desert. This was all desert not that long ago. So like, it's empty. I used to fight mobs here and like skeletons, spiders spawning all over. I'd run across here fighting them. And now it's all gone. It's change, less progress. That's the future of my city, future of my world. And yes, this is it. Yin Yang Island. That means we've come full circle. We've seen 3 yin yangs all throughout different points of this video. And that means I'm done. The tour is over. I've shown off like basically anything I feel is worth showing off, except for the hidden base I can't find, if it even exists. But thank you for anyone who's watching. Subscribe if you're interested in what you see. And I'm hoping you will if you watch the full 3 hours, but that's up to you still. I'm just thankful for anyone who's made it this far. Thank you. If you skip to the end and you're watching this, I guess thank you too. You should watch the rest. Anyways, I'll see you again soon. I'm gonna be still building on this world. I'll probably build more tonight, probably more this week, this month. I'll have a lot more built. I'll keep posting more videos. Thank you all for watching. Have a great day, have a great night, have a great life, and goodbye.